Welcome back to another episode of the CFT Fitcast. This is episode number 8, 7?
7.
7. Episode number 7. I knew that. 8. Episode number 8. See, I knew it. Vinny was wrong. As usual. Anyway, we are here with Coach Melissa, who is going to be our guest today. She's going to be talking about some cool stuff. Coach Melissa just had a baby. I call her the Squish. She calls her Quinn or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, we are here to talk about pregnancy, being pregnant while being an athlete at CFT, post-pregnancy, the comeback trail, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of stuff to go in on this, so we're going to kick it right off. So, Melissa, why don't you kind of tell people that may not know you, how long you've been here, what you do at CFT, and all that good stuff. Introduce yourself.
Sure. So I have been with CFT for 5 years now. I think actually 5 years this month. Started as a member in the boot camp program, quickly transitioned over to the CrossFit classes and became a coach about 3 or 4 years later. And that's what I've been doing at CFT ever since.
So how long would you say you've been at CFT? Like 5 years?
5 years. Wow. 5 years this month. Yes,
wow.
It's my CFT anniversary.
That's crazy. It really does fly by because I think I'm at almost 4. So I think, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Vinny, I know you've got some experience in this whole pregnancy fitness domain. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background there?
Okay. Well, to those of you that don't know who I am Coach Vinny, one of the coaches here at CFT Fitness. And I've been a trainer for a little over 11 years. I've trained all types of people. About 5-6 years ago, I started working more in depth with the pregnant ladies, coaching them through pre and postnatal exercise, kind of getting out of the old stigma that you shouldn't really exercise when you're pregnant. Coach Melissa is the perfect example of working out while you're pregnant, and it's done wonders for her. We're
going to blow that rumor up, that myth up today.
Oh, yeah. We've seen not only Coach Melissa, but multiple members pregnant here in the club working out through their entire pregnancy and bouncing back pretty quickly. How long were you out of the gym after you gave birth?
I actually came in and did my first workout after having the baby at about 3 weeks. That was obviously okayed by my doctor first. 3 weeks I was in here. I think we were doing the CFT 30 at noon still. So that was my workout of choice. Mm-hmm. And it was perfect for just transitioning back slowly. Kept away from the weights. Didn't really do any heavy weights until I got that 6 week okay to come back basically at what I was before.
Yeah, I remember you were coming in at the noon class, and that seemed to be a really popular one. Not only for yourself, but for some other people. We still offer that noon class. It's a 30-minute class, takes away all barbells. Do you feel like that type of thing was helpful, just not just in the recovery phase, but maybe those last, I think you were coming in even before.
Yeah,
you
had
Quinn
actually
for a while there doing that 30-minute class too.
Probably the whole last month of my pregnancy, for those of you that have been pregnant before, that uncomfortable feeling that you're feeling at month 9, just ready to have that baby. So I would come in and sit on the bike for 20 minutes. I'd do the CFT 30 class as much as I could, just enough to get moving, but still keeping myself safe, the baby safe, just getting my body active and staying with it.
And I think one of the biggest things too is having pregnant ladies in class, you're able to modify for them. A lot of women are just afraid to go to the gym. You don't want to get hurt. My heart rate shouldn't be going up over 140. My doctor doesn't want me to be there. Every doctor is going to give you a different recommendation. I think when we were coming into the world, our mothers were on bed rest for almost the entire time. And, gaining not beneficial weight, there's good weight, there's bad weight to be gained. I think in today's age now, exercising the entire 9 months is fine if you feel okay. And it's also exercise that's geared for you. You know, you're coming in, riding the bike at a steady pace. And I think the biggest takeaway is you never stopped moving throughout your pregnancy, which 3 weeks coming back into the gym, doing light activity and still waiting for that 6-week period to get back into full bore. And I mean, we see you out on the floor. You're back. You're definitely back.
I mean, Quinn is what, 5 months old?
Yeah, she'll be 6 months this month.
Okay, so she's almost 6 months old, which means you've been postnatal for just about 6. We'll say 6 months for even math.
Yeah.
Would you say you're back close to 100% at this point?
I could say just within the last week or so that I am pretty much back. Yeah. As far as strength goes, I think I have a little ways to go for that, but everything else seems to be coming back pretty quickly.
I mean, naturally, you go figure 8-9 months between the last 3 months of the pregnancy and then recovery time, not really attacking muscle. So obviously you're going to lose some muscle mass. You're going to get a little weaker. But overall, athletically, fitness-wise, just health-wise, would you say that did that diminish much? I mean, in that last few months where you're a little less intensive?
It really didn't. I saw obviously muscle go first, and that happened early on in the pregnancy when I got hit with the lovely morning, afternoon, and evening sickness.
Yeah, that was all day, every day.
Yeah. I had to fake the stomach flu for a while there before everyone knew. So muscle went pretty quickly at the beginning. I think if that hadn't happened, recovery might have been even easier at the end. But that set me back a little bit further than I had anticipated at the beginning.
Coach Finn, you've worked with a lot of these pre and postnatal. So would you say that her recovery time, Melissa's recovery time, was average, above average? I mean, I personally, just from experience having, I don't know if it's in the water or what, we had a lot of pregnant moms around here.
We have.
I feel like moms are coming back faster than I've seen in the past. Is that accurate? Am I off base here, or is this?
I think for the moms that are out there that have more structure with their fitness and their exercise, I think definitely the CrossFit background that Coach Melissa has and sticking to that style of programming, whether it was CrossFit or CFT 30 programs, I think the programming and the approach for that pregnant mom, expecting mom, I think that's the biggest driving factor with it. If you're just going for brisk walks every now and then, kind of neglecting your strength over those 9 months, you're going to get different results. And every body type is different, but we've probably had about 4 or 5 newborns in the gym over the last, 6 months. We've seen a lot of new babies in the club. And
I mean, we've turned into a bona fide babysitting organization where we have like an entire train of strollers at times that are literally rolling around. Like, you guys ever seen those Target cart pushers, those electronic ones, and you're just got like 800 carts out in front of it that they're pushing? Like, that's what I feel like we have on Saturday mornings. And it's awesome. I love it because they just all park in their one spot and they got like 6 of them all lined up. Moms are all working out. Dads are pretending to work out. And, it's a good time.
I think we definitely have the right approach too, because seeing all of the new moms in the gym, how quickly they're all coming back. They've all been pregnant together. They've been all on the Airdynes together doing CFT 30 classes when 60 minutes might not have fit at that moment. But having the programming, even if they were just coming in to hang out with us for 30 minutes, the activity was always there. And I think being active now as a expecting mom, it's only going to benefit you so much more when that baby's finally out. And healthier baby, healthier mom, and the babies are in the gym now, and it's great. I mean, Coach Melissa, how do you like bringing the baby to the gym now and knowing you can coach? And Chris likes to push the babies around. I mean, he's the baby whisperer here.
It's true. I like babies.
We take care of them here.
Chris is definitely the baby whisperer. It was perfect for when I was coming in, right after I had her. When they're newborns, they sleep quite a bit. Not at night, during the day. Yeah. So she would just hang out in her stroller. I'd get to work out for half an hour and head out. Now she's not so crazy about sitting in her stroller for long periods of time, but we've got other ways to get around that with babysitters, and our parents help out quite a bit so that I can come back and feel like myself again.
I think it's definitely shows the community side of our gym and why family is in our title, because not just Melissa is here, her husband is here, the babies are here, grandma is here, the whole entire family is here, and we welcome that, and I think that's why the pregnant lady can come into our setting here at CFT and be 100% comfortable that our coaches are not only going to take care of them, but the members love everybody that comes into this gym, treats everybody with the respect and, the love that everybody needs in the gym. And it's great because we see these kids grow up, and I'm sure Quinn will be in our CrossFit Kids class one day as she gets older, and she'll be tumbling on the ground. You really get to see them grow and progress.
Well, she's already ready to outbench her dad, so she'll probably be in CrossFit Kids pretty soon. But in all seriousness, like, that's the whole thing, right? So they always say it takes a village. Mm-hmm. This is a legitimate village. I mean, we can attest to the fact that there's been 6-7 pregnancies in 2017, probably more. If I'm sure I'm missing somebody.
I think there's new babies on the way too. Potentially,
always with this water combination, alkaline and whatnot. Yeah, it's probably 8-10 more of them. So, it's. Before we digress into the whole atmosphere of the gym and how that helps, I kind of want to root this thing down in terms of, Melissa, if you had to, do this again, do you feel like CFT 30 was the helpful point? Do you feel like those 30-minute classes with no barbell was a helpful ticket towards the end? Do you have anything you would recommend to currently pregnant moms trying to stay fit? I mean, what kind of things could you say now? I mean, kind of looking back, hindsight being 2020.
Like we mentioned at the beginning, just staying active is huge. If you have that medical clearance from your doctor, if you have a healthy pregnancy, there's nothing keeping you from exercising like you were before. It's huge to keep up with that same routine that you were doing. Obviously, your weights are going to be going down a little bit as your pregnancy progresses. Movements are going to be a little bit tougher because now you have, this baby out in front of you. But if you can just keep moving, that's huge. I think a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that they can't continue on with what they were doing before when they get pregnant. So now they're sitting at home on the couch. They're starting to gain more weight than they had originally anticipated. And then before you know it, they're 9 months pregnant, haven't worked out the entire pregnancy, and they're worse off than they would have been if they just came in, got moving for even 20 minutes and went home. So just physical activity in general is very important with pregnancy.
I mean, obviously, as long as you're not on bed rest.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But, do you feel like, I feel like the bed rest kind of comes with a lack of activity to begin with? Like your body just kind of starts shutting down. In your experience, is that when you've seen it, Vinny? I mean, in coaching all these.
And that's the thing, like Coach Melissa said earlier on, the strength and the muscle, I mean, it's going to go quickly, having that other life now growing inside you and dependent on you, things change. Your body structure changes. You're gonna gain the weight. It's gonna happen. You can't be afraid to gain the weight. Remember, you're eating for 2 at this point. But taking those steps to just stay active, especially if you have the clearance from the doctor. Doctor wants you to be healthy. Doctor wants a healthy baby. So it's your nutrition becomes a big factor to what you're feeding yourself and not only the baby. And I think with Coach Melissa having that CrossFit background, she knew how to take care of her nutrition along the side of how she was training. I mean, she still coached classes too while being out on the floor pregnant. You know, you can still live your life. I mean, I've worked alongside of some Group X instructors that maintain their six packs throughout the whole pregnancy, just women that stay very lean. That's a different type of body type and a different type of human being altogether, you know. But like we keep saying, every body type is different when it comes to the pregnancy. And should I take that step to exercise? That's a conversation to have with your doctor, you know. And as coaches and trainers, we can be in touch with your doctors. You know, we want to make sure that we're all on the same page. You know, were there any highs and lows with your training throughout the 9 months? Were there times where you were just like, screw this?
Yeah.
I am not going to the gym.
Definitely. Like I said at the beginning, I was pretty sick. It was a chore just to get off the couch and get in here to coach. So that was definitely a low, and it just kind of eats away at you.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I'm used to what I was doing before. I'm used to how I would perform in class, and that quickly changed within the first 3 months or so. Same thing at the end. When I first started CrossFit, my goal was to put on muscle. So I just wanted to gain muscle when I first started. So coming back from the pregnancy, having my main goal being to lose the pregnancy weight and get back down to my pre-pregnancy weight was a huge change for me. Yep. It's not something that I had to do before. So that was kind of a learning curve, and it was tough.
And if you factor in nursing and all that
Everything.
other stuff too, it's all new too, especially if it's your first baby.
Right.
You know, that's where having mom, you know, who's gone through the process, you know, you've definitely had the awesome help and guidance, and, you know, being able to have that source, you know, so you can get back into the swing of things. You know, she's still here during the week taking classes and coaching classes, you know, and it's awesome to see someone progress through those whole 9 months, have the baby, get back into the gym, and, you know, like she mentioned earlier, she's pretty much back where she wants to be, you know. And I think that's just because of everything we do here, you know, just accepting of every single person out on the floor, whether you're pregnant or not, you know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think a lot of it too just is it's a mentality that you have to have. Pregnant, not pregnant, you have to have that mentality of this is a part of my everyday life. And I think for a lot of moms, when they get pregnant, they kind of go, oh, well, I'm pregnant, so I don't have to get up. I don't have to do anything. I can eat whatever I want. I can, you know, just kind of let in with everything. And I think with Melissa, you didn't do that. I mean, yeah, you had your moments, obviously, morning sickness or all day, every day sickness, right? Mm-hmm. But for the most part, you kept a pretty solid schedule. So I think part of the commitment, it's a commitment factor. Sure, you're right. Whether you're here, whether you're elsewhere, whatever you're doing. I mean, even if it's just getting on an elliptical, getting on a treadmill, getting on a bike, and just cruising, just keeping that active lifestyle up, getting that heart rate up enough that your body is actually getting healthier and is staying in that that fat burn, that kind of calorie burn state where you're getting athletic and doing things that require some actual fitness. That's all that really requires. We got about 60 seconds before we go to break. I got a question in here. When did you feel like you needed to start scaling your workouts?
I would say right around 6 or 7 months. That's when you're showing a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Movements aren't going to be as easy. You're going to have to change how you do a clean, change how you do a snatch. So definitely around 6 or 7 months or so.
Okay. I think that's pretty average for most of the moms that came in, was about 6-7 months, if looking back now. So guys, we're getting ready to go to a break here. We're going to come back. We're going to talk real quick with Melissa before she's got to take off to go be mom. So keep your questions up, put them up there for us, and we'll answer them in the next block.
My name's Jenny Mascalier, and I'm 59 years old. I started 3.5 years ago when I was 56 years old. What made me decide to try CFT was I was overweight, feeling really lethargic, needed to get into exercise. And I actually was challenged by a coach that was here, Rachel, And she said, come on, why don't you just come out and see? So I came out, and I remember the first day that I was there watching, and everybody was going through these exercises, and at the end of it, I thought, I could probably do that. And I said, is that it? And she goes, oh no, that's just the warm-up. So I stayed and I watched the rest of it, and I was a little scared because it looked pretty tough, but it was short periods of time that the exercise was for, so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and give it a try. So I signed up for boot camp, and that was the start of it.
Welcome back. We are back here with Coach Melissa and Vinay. We're talking pre- and postnatal, fitness, health, pregnancies, all the good stuff that we see every day. So we kind of finished off with a question about scaling. So it kind of brought up another thing that I wanted to talk about, which was nutrition. Was there any point where you felt like you had to, based on the pregnancy, obviously eating has never been an issue for you. You've always been pretty fit. Did you feel like during the pregnancy you had to watch what you ate a little bit more, or did you kind of just stick to the same guidelines of what you've eaten pretty regularly?
It was definitely tough because you're more hungry than you were before. You're growing a human being inside of you, so they're taking pretty much every nutrient that you put into your body. So you need more calories than you needed before. That's not to say that you can go out and eat, 5 hamburgers for lunch, but you definitely need more calories than you're used to. So that took some getting used to. I've never really been a huge breakfast eater. My breakfast is small, now consists of a power bar or something small like a hard-boiled egg. When I was pregnant, it needed to be something more substantial to last me until lunchtime. So that was tough for me. But other than that,
did you have any weird cravings?
You know what? I didn't have huge cravings. I can't think of one specific one off the top of my head.
I'm going to ask Joe. I guarantee he'll remember because he had to make all the trips.
I'm sure there's something that I'm missing, but there was nothing crazy. I know people talk about pickles and
ice cream,
peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't know. No, I didn't have anything weird like that.
So from a fitness standpoint, obviously the diet was pretty good. No real serious cravings. Scaled right around 6-7 months. So for the first 6 months, you were going somewhat standard, right? Somewhat. I mean, obviously not RX on a lot of things, but I still remember you were doing pull-ups. You were doing things like that. Were there any type of crazy scaling where you just were like, I have to do this? You were pregnant during the open. So did you have to do any type of crazy scaling during the open? I mean, obviously you're the type of person that wants to still get those workouts done.
I did. Yeah. At the beginning of my pregnancy, I had made it a goal to compete in the open still, even though I was pregnant. The open rolled around, and I don't think I took into consideration that I was going to be 9 months pregnant when the open rolled around.
That whole math thing.
So here I am, 9 months pregnant, and here's the open. So obviously I was safe about it. I didn't do anything too crazy. I scaled quite a few of the open workouts. I think maybe did 2 RX if I could. But one that sticks out in my mind, I don't remember what week it was. I don't know if you remember, where we had to do the deadlifts, the hand release push-ups, and I believe there was a row. So I scaled the deadlift because it was pretty heavy. So that wasn't safe at the time. So I scaled that weight down pretty far, was able to do the row still, and then it came to hand release push-ups. Well, you can't lay on your stomach when you're 9 months pregnant. So I came up with the idea of putting 2 boxes together. My feet were on one box and my hands and torso were on the other box, and my belly just fit right in the middle.
That's fantastic. That is scaling at its finest. So I just want to point something out here. That is an extreme scaling option for someone who is not only an athlete, but a coach here. So she knew what she was getting into, and she had multiple coaches around her kind of working this whole idea out before it happened. This is not something we recommend for you to do at home. This is not something we recommend for you to do just for fun. This is something that was done one time to allow her to do a open workout, something that only comes around once a year. She had a goal. She hit it. That being said, there are a multitude of other scaling options that most pregnant women can do. So the excuse that you're pregnant, you can't work out or do anything has just been null and voided by this somewhat extreme option. But it's still a great example that if you kind of put your mind to it, no, it doesn't always have to be RX. It doesn't even always have to be exactly what is programmed. You could still get a great workout in with the group in the environment that has been so successful for you up to this point. So just some food for thought there.
Even the day-to-day workouts in class, I would transition from, let's say we were using a barbell, we were doing cleans or some other type of movement. I would use dumbbells instead of the bar. So I'm still getting that same movement in. I'm still doing what the class is doing, but I'm just doing it for, what's safe for me at the time by using the dumbbells.
Right. So don't be afraid to branch away from the workout. Don't look at a workout and say, "Oh, I can't do that because I'm pregnant." Come in, talk to your coach, communicate, and we'll come up with some great scaling options for you. The same thing goes for anywhere you're working out. Talk to your coach, talk to the people you are paying to educate you on fitness and train you on fitness. And if you don't have somebody like that, I recommend you find somebody while you're pregnant. It is much safer, and you will thank them and thank yourself later for the less injury risk. Your doctor will be happy that you have somebody working with you. Doctors, we've already had this conversation in past things. Doctors want what's best for you, but they also want to protect you from things that could potentially be dangerous. So if you're telling them, I'm going to the gym on my own, I'm not really following a plan, I don't really know what I'm doing, they're going to tell you to stop going to the gym.
Yep, I don't like that.
It's not because they don't want you to be fit or healthy. It's because they don't want you trying to make this up as you go. So again, find a professional, find someone that can help you. It's going to pay off in the long run, especially during your pregnancy. Not saying you have to do it forever, but definitely while you're pregnant, if you want to stay active, find a professional. Come to a gym like this where we can help you, a personal trainer, something. Otherwise, there's probably going to be a point where you're going to tell your doctor you're kind of just winging it, and he's going to go, no more. So, if you want to keep staying fit during your pregnancy, if you're not a fitness professional yourself, even if you are, get that second opinion. Get that second set of eyes on you to make sure you're doing things right. You're not putting yourself into any type of unnecessary danger. Got a great question here for one of our longtime viewers, first-time questions. He's asking for a friend, but he wants to know, what is it like having a superior athlete who also happens to be the father of your child in the home?
Like I said, he should be working right now. What time is it? Oh, it's 2:13.
It's 2:13. Can you
He's
answer the
asking
question?
for a friend.
He is asking for a friend.
I didn't even hear the question, honestly, after I heard superior athlete.
He's asking for the friend. He wants to know, what is it like living with a superior athlete who also happens to be the father of your child?
So what people don't know about Joe, one, he's my husband. Do I have to claim him?
No, you don't. Actually, you don't even have to say his name.
Okay.
Could
This
be
guy that
anonymous.
works out here claims to be my husband. No, he was, on a serious note, he was a huge support for me. So what people don't tell you about pregnancy is there's also that mental game. So not only is your body changing, your workouts aren't feeling the same, but mentally you're just exhausted. Hormones are running wild. It was a huge change and something that I think for me was the hardest to get used to and adjust to. So the support that you have just at home, the people at the gym, it was huge for me.
Yeah, I remember we had that talk multiple times.
Yeah.
Because I'd usually be the only one here when you roll in, and we would
Yeah.
have those talks all the time. That's another thing. Have that support system. You can get it here. You don't have to manufacture it. You can, if you're already a member here, you open up and tell us stuff. We're here to help. If you're married, talk to your husband, talk to your wife, talk to your girlfriend, boyfriend, talk to your friends. This shouldn't be something you have to hide or feel like you're doing alone. Like Melissa said, the whole thing's a struggle, and that's regardless if you're pregnant. I'm talking just in general. There's a mental struggle to fitness. There's a mental struggle to that consistency. And you're going to run into roadblocks. You're going to run into issues. I run into them all the time. I'm fortunate that I have the support system that I have that keeps me moving forward on my own fitness goals. Melissa had it during her pregnancy. Vinny, I'm sure, has it somewhere.
I'm not pregnant, but
Well,
And I think, going back to, husband anonymous that we were talking about, I still remember when, he was finally away from work and seeing him come in here during the middle of the day, open gym times, just getting in those last couple of workouts while we were waiting for Coach Melissa to give birth to this baby. I think you waited till full term, or did you go full term?
I was about a week early.
Week early?
Close, but yeah.
And, it's also, the husband too, it's a different mindset too, especially for new moms and new dads. Like, it's scary. I've had lots of friends that have had their first kids, even close family members. I still don't have any of my own. I have dogs. They're just as much as a handful. Now Melissa has a baby and she has dogs, and a husband. It's a full load. And he's a master trapper from what I've seen online. If you have any pest problems, husband anonymous, hit him up. But I think that's the biggest thing, mindset, like Coach Chris keeps saying, it's a big thing. You could choose to stay home for the entire pregnancy, and just be comfortable being pregnant. But when you have to get off that couch at 9 months pregnant and you need someone to pick you up off that couch and things are already hurting before the baby even comes out, you're going to have that longer, prolonged recovery. 6 weeks is going to come. You're probably still not ready for any exercise or any activity. Then we're looking at 8 to 12 weeks, and you put on more weight after giving birth.
Keep up any of those habits.
The bad habits continue, and then what if a second baby comes along and you still haven't taken that weight off? You get into a very comfortable phase with pregnancy time when pregnancy comes along. And it's the woman who chooses, her health and her baby's health that is going to have that bigger success. As Coach Melissa gets older, her daughter's going to grow up and come into the gym setting, and mom and dad set that perfect example. Even grandparents are working out here too. The example is set from such a high bar. It's just going to be great seeing these kids grow up in the gym.
Yeah, we're seeing it with some of the older kids already. Some of the kids Coach Melissa used to coach in CrossFit Kids and preteens. These kids have had that example for years now. We talked at the very beginning, Melissa and I have been here 4 and 5 years respectively. When we look back at it, we talk about it like, that's weird because, I've known her that long and it doesn't feel like I've been here that long. It doesn't feel like she's been here 5 years. That's big. That's a long precedent to set. And you figure if you're here another 5 years, Quinn will be 5.5, 6 years old. She'll be in preteens, probably out benching Joe and moving up into adult classes at 7. So, it's very much that type of atmosphere here. This is the type of thing where you have moms talking about with their kids 6 months old. Yeah, I can't wait for my kids to be in CrossFit Kids. that's the example that they're setting. That's the precedent that they're running with. And that's awesome. I think that's amazing. I think that's a huge step towards kind of crushing this childhood obesity issue. I think that's a huge step towards crushing the adult obesity issue. Setting that example as a parent, being fit. Nobody's saying you have to be 6-pack abs, running marathons, winning world records, but just being generally fit. Being generally fit through your pregnancy, being generally fit as a parent. Those things your kids are watching, and your kids are feeding off that. And if you're not, change that. Get in here, go find another place you're comfortable with, and change. Just change the habit and set that example, whether it's running, biking, whatever your fancy is, swimming. It doesn't really matter what your fitness style is that you want to do, but set that example and change the precedent.
I think definitely, it seems like only yesterday we were in high school. I went to Tracy High with Melissa, and, now... I could say it. We're in our 30s now, and
no, I'm not.
Melissa's 29.
I'm turning 29 again
for the third time.
Melissa, she's not 30 yet. Well, I'll keep turning 30 for her. And to see where we are now, we're married. We have kids of our own. We have families to support, And I think that really goes back to seeing how our parents did it, how they raised us. They gave us every option and choice in life, to be successful, to go to school, and to be able to do this one day on our own. And I think what I'm feeding into is, what advice do you have for, moms now, or ones that are, planning to become a new mom? What kind of advice can you shed on some of these ladies, or even husbands?
Yeah, just like we had been mentioning this whole time, just stay active. It's not a sickness. You're pregnant. You're not injured. There's not something wrong with you. Continue on with your day-to-day life, obviously, in a safe way. Mm-hmm. Don't do anything crazy. There's obviously some limitations when you're pregnant, but for the most part, keep living your life how you were before. And the happier you are, the happier your baby will be, is how I look at it. So take care of yourself. Don't forget about you just because you're pregnant now, or you just had a baby. It's extremely important to keep working on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that vicious cycle of excuses is going to be easy to keep up after you have the baby. Oh, my body's not ready. Oh, my doctor didn't, tell me it's okay. Well, have you asked? It's been 12 weeks. Have you asked? Maybe he's not a mind reader. He's not, he's not sitting there going, well, I'm waiting for her to ask me if she's ready to, go work out again. This is something you need to proactively do. I know Melissa bugged her doctor. I think she's had to go through 4 more doctors. She kept bugging him to be able to come back, like day 2. So, in all seriousness, ask, right? Ask the questions of your doctor. Ask the questions to your fitness professionals that or people that you're paying to help you stay fit. Communication, open lines of communication are massively important, but also not allowing yourself to sink into those very easy excuses. Just super easy to fall into this. I did it just running a business. I became obsessed with the business, and it was really easy for me to go, there's more important things for me to do to the business. It's really easy for you to say, my baby's more important. I have something to do with the baby. Or, she needs me at home, or he needs me at home, or this or that. It's really, really easy to come up with any excuse in the book that you need. Don't allow yourself to do that. Stay active, stay healthy, be fit, be like Coach Melissa.
When we're talking, development too of the baby, every little step that Coach Melissa made, what she put into her body, exercising throughout those 9 months. I mean, that's going to do wonders for the function of that child coming into the world. I mean, if you've seen any of the videos of Quinn, I mean, she's bright-eyed, she's alert, rolling around. I mean, that's what you want to see. You want a healthy, strong baby, and you're going to see that child really probably develop faster than most kids, and that really goes back to the choices that mom and dad have made. If you start that healthy lifestyle, or if you start it now and, you're thinking about having kids from a year or two, take time for yourself, make sure you're healthy going into pregnancy. You might want to come over to CFT and talk to us, get into some classes, talk to our coaches, talk to Melissa, face to face, meet some of our other moms. We still have some members out there that are going to be popping, we're following their stories too. And, we're really looking forward to just having more babies out on the floor, because like I said, we have our own baby whisperer here.
I want all the babies.
Something that we haven't mentioned yet is physical activity and how that helps with the delivery itself.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the toughest workout that you're going to go through.
You want to elaborate on
pregnancy.
that? We got about 60 seconds.
Yeah, so just you staying active during your pregnancy is going to make a huge difference. Obviously, there's other health reasons where your delivery ends up, not going as planned. You have to get a C-section, whatever it may be. But I think the more active you are throughout your entire pregnancy, the easier it is on your body to go through what it takes to give birth.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that from your pregnancy, a couple others that we've had here that were really short labor. I mean, I always remember growing up hearing, it's like 24 hours, 30 hours. But, and I'm hearing from you guys like 9, 10, 11. I'm like,
Yep.
whoa,
Yeah.
that's quick.
Maybe
So,
single-digit pregnancy.
again, that's the positive of fitness, guys. Just staying healthy and active. Your muscles respond better. Your body responds better. It's in better shape, right, to be able to handle the rigors of labor. So just something else to think about here. We will see you guys back after the break. Coach Melissa's taking off. Thank you, Coach Melissa, but we will see you guys when we get back.
My name's Joel Fell, and I'll be 36 this week. I started at CFT almost 2.5 years ago. I finally decided to try CrossFit because I'd heard a lot about it, and I'd actually gotten to try a few workouts from people who already did CrossFit. As my schedule in life got to a point to where my kids were all school age, and my mornings were freed up. So I wanted to try something that was consistent, that I could make it 2, 3, or 4 times a week. So CrossFit seemed to fit the build, and when I came here, instantly clicked.
Welcome back, everybody. We are back for the final segment of the CFT Fitcast, episode number 8. Right? Number 8. Yes,
we are on
thank
8.
you.
We are on 8.
So, let's talk real quick about the absence. I'm sure everybody probably notices that there's a young Southern Country gentleman that is missing today.
We're missing him.
He is working with a professional baseball player by the name of Ryan Kirby. So we are working with him. Coach Vinny and Coach Matt are working with him. 4 days a week?
4 days a week.
4 days a week to get him ready for ready for camp, ready for training camp. So we got him for the next 3 months. So Coach Matt and Coach Vinny may inauspiciously be absent at different times. Last week, you'll probably notice I was absent. I was traveling when we had Ryan on the show. I did have a chance, though, to get an interview with Coach Jacob Sipkin, who is the programmer for CFT CrossFit. He does the affiliate programming for us. He also does competitive programming for a few of our athletes, including Coach Chris Minton, who has worked with him for almost as long as I've known him. So 3 years, a little over 3 years now, maybe a little longer. So Coach Jacob and I had a chance to sit down. I answered some questions you guys left for us. We had a great conversation, about 40 minutes long. A lot of awesome stuff in there. Sometimes he will get a little scientific.
Yep.
That's okay. I do summarize his answers in more layman's terms at the end of the answer. So stick through it. Don't let it get too confusing. There are some summaries of the different answers that will come through towards the end to make sure that everybody kind of understands what he's saying. Coach Jacob is very smart. Sometimes he lets that smartness get ahead of him when talking about fitness because he's very passionate about it. So it's just something awesome for you guys to check out. It just went out on email. If you're part of the membership here, you should have gotten an email
Make sure you
with
listen
that
to
link today. And then it's going to go out to the public very soon. So today would have been a week ago. Awkward. Yeah, but about 10 days ago, you should have gotten the email if you're going to be listening to this not live. So, anywho, let's wrap up what we talked about today, Coach Vinny. We talked to Coach Melissa. We kind of talked about, we're going to start from the back because I think this is a really important thing to get out first. Consistency. If you are not consistent prior to being pregnant, but you know you're trying for a kid, best thing to do is start your consistency immediately. If you are pregnant, but you have not been consistent, it is still not too late to get some consistency prior to having your baby. If you have had the baby, but you are dealing with what we like to call the excuse train, get off the train and get on the consistency train. Okay? It doesn't matter. Talk to your doctor. If you're afraid you're not going to be cleared, talk to your doctor, figure out what you can and can't do. If you're a member here, bring that information to us, and we can get you squared away into a program that's going to work for you. Like Coach Melissa said, the 30-minute class that we do here, CFT 30, worked out really well for the last few months leading in and the first 3-4 weeks after. So, she's back to full bore now, about 6 months in. So it's not a crazy amount of time from start to finish in terms of getting back up to full speed. But again, that took a lot of consistency, a lot of fighting through the mental ups and downs of pregnancy and postpartum to make happen. So, that's a really important fact. I want to make sure we pound that home consistency, and communication, having open lines of communication with your support group as well as your coaches or your personal trainer or whoever those fitness experts are that you're relying on with that consistency.
And I think, feeding off of the postpartum thing, every mom's going to go through it, whether it's large scale or small scale, and how you go about fighting that depression. I think the gym setting, the group setting, especially from my own experience in the gym and being a group instructor, I think that group setting can do wonders for combating that postpartum depression that a lot of moms go through, especially too in the group setting. You come in, you meet your coaches, you meet all these other people. There might be other moms in the group just like you. And knowing that you have a place to go to that's going to take you in with open arms and get you back to where you need to be. And we might not even be talking about losing the baby weight. It could be getting you back into a proper mindset. Like, yeah, I can do this. Yes, I can accomplish my goals. I can get rid of this baby weight. It took you 9 months to have that baby grow inside you. It's going to take time for you to get back. Talking about someone like Coach Melissa, where at 6 months, she's right where she needs to be. Remember, Coach, you're not Coach Melissa. You have to go at your pace. You have to set your own goals. And I think with Coach Melissa having the extensive CrossFit background, being able to train and coach throughout almost her whole pregnancy, you see the type of results she gets back in the gym at 3 weeks, pretty much going full speed after 6 weeks. And now 6 months down the road, she's smoking people out on the floor in workouts. She's right back to where she needs to be. We've seen other members that may not be at the level that Coach Melissa's at, still getting right back to where they need to be. And it's great to see as coaches that they trust us and they're having fun doing it. And word travels quickly, especially in a smaller town like Tracy, that, man, they cater to pregnant ladies over there. Let's go check out CFT. That's what we want. We want you to know that you are welcome here with open arms. We're not going to turn you around and tell you to leave just because you're pregnant. That's not why we got into this. We got into this to help you and to make you feel safe. And whether it's in a group setting, a private one-on-one, or you might need programming designed for at home, we can still do that for you. If you can't necessarily get to the gym, we can do it for you at home. If I need to go to your house and train you there, I will do that. That's what we supply here. That's our professional service and our commitment to you guys.
Again, the goal is consistency, right? We're going to keep nailing that word to the board here. Consistency. This is free content, free education, and we put out every week in hopes that it helps somebody, whether it's a member of the gym or not. Our goal is to help at least one person every week. So if this is something you felt like has helped you, share it with a friend. If you feel like this is something that might help a lot of your friends, share it on social media, email it to people, do it privately, however you feel is necessary. But again, our goal is free content to make sure that you're being helped, whether you're coming here or not. You're getting the content and the lessons that you need. If there's a topic you want us to talk about, if there's questions that you have, always check out the live feed. You can email them directly to me, chris@cftfit.com, if it's something you're uncomfortable about putting on a message board or you don't want people to know it's your question. There's a lot of different ways to do this. If there's a topic you want us to talk about, but you want to remain anonymous about it, we try to make sure everybody remains anonymous when we're answering questions. But if there's something you really want to keep private, again, please don't hesitate to email me. If you're here at the gym, grab me, pull me to the side, ask us to talk about something, ask us to answer your questions. This is what we're doing. We want to make sure that everybody's getting the help that they need. Everybody's getting the motivation that they need, or whatever mental block you might have. Hopefully we can help you work through that. So, this is what we're going to continue doing week in and week out, whether it's all three of us, whether it's two of us, whether it's just one of us and a guest. We're going to do our best every single week to be providing you guys with some sort of free content that will help you in your fitness journey. So, with that being said, I think we got a couple events coming up that we want to just kind of brush on. If you're listening to this as a podcast, we have the paint night on the 14th, which would be tomorrow. So it's October 14th, paint night, $40 a person. We're going to be doing some cool Halloween style paintings. You know, you'd be here at 5 o'clock. Painting starts at 7. So we'll be doing some appetizers, some drinking, some hanging, and then we'll be doing some painting. So it should be a really great time. What else do we have? We got the 20th, Friday the 20th. We've got the Hocus Pocus Halloween movie night. Again, we'll be providing all the popcorn and candy. You guys bring your drinks, bring your whatever you want to drink, bring your chairs, bring your blankets, bring the kids, bring your friends. This is a completely free event. Come watch it on the big screen with us. Have a good time. And then we've got Halloween. We're not going to be open after the 5:30 class, which is, I think, a Monday, right? Is Halloween a Monday this year? Something like that. I know it's a weekday. We're only going to be open for the 5:30 p.m. classes. So you guys that are hardcore, got to get in here. You can still come in and work out, but we want you out there with your kids, with your nieces, nephews, grandkids. Go out and have a good time. Enjoy Halloween. Don't sit in here in the gym working out. Go out there and enjoy the night. So
we encourage the Halloween spirit too.
Right.
So
Please wear costumes. I don't want to make you do burpees, but I will.
we want to flood it with social media with lots of pictures.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then last but not least, we have the comp. We have our open competition to the public November 4th. If you haven't grabbed a partner yet, grab one. We have Olympic bearing barbells up for grabs for the winning teams in all divisions. So some big prizes, some awesome sponsors on that. Definitely check that out. Pilgrims and Pumpkins, Part 2. And lastly, we've got the Christmas party. Christmas party, December 9th. It's going to be a legitimate party this year. Please, no kids. No need to dress completely fancy, but please do come obviously dressed business casual, dressed to impress. You could dress as nicely as you want. Just don't come in your gym clothes.
Yeah, we tell you now so you can clear your schedules, because we know a lot of people get busy in December, especially with other parties, other commitments. So we want you to know now so you can clear your schedules, even if you just stop by, you know.
Yep, Saturday, December 9th, come have a taco. There'll be drinking, dancing, dinking. Yeah, dinking. It's dancing and drinking together. So come enjoy it. We'll have a great time. We want to thank everybody for listening, for watching, everybody that watched live, asked questions, engaged with us. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Love the support, guys.
And thank you for everybody that's listening. We're seeing the numbers. We really appreciate it. We're blown away by the support. We're blown away by the amount of people that are coming up to me, telling me how much they enjoy it. Really happy that we can kind of help you guys out on your commutes. So, again, questions, topics, anything you want us to talk about, whether you want to do it privately or right here on our live feeds or just shooting us an email. We want to get to everything, so please make sure you let us know, and we will get to it at the appropriate time.
Beautiful.
All right? Thanks, guys.
And if you do get to listen to Chris's interview that he did with Jacob from TZ, take away some, if you have any questions with that, direct them to the coaches, guys. Direct it to Chris. He's the one who sat there and asked those awesome questions that you guys gave him. So it was an intimidating interview.
Off the record, too, so I got a lot more explanation in a lot of those questions, too.
Jacob
so
comes at you with a lot of big words. So
yeah, if there's anything that stumps you or anything you're not sure about, he and I had a great in-depth conversation long after the recording stopped. So I have a lot of additional information I can provide for you guys if you have questions. So please don't hesitate to ask.
Signing off.
Later.